Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado, and Shiva Sai Mandir, also in Denver, Colorado, and day 6 of Maha Navaratri 2025. And today, he's broadcasting at night, today we'll be doing a Puja and Satsang in honor of Maha Chinnamasta. She who really gives the ultimate sacrifice. She's the Divine Mother who literally gives everything for her children. I want to thank everybody who's might be joining live right now, and in advance anyone who'll be watching the recordings in the future. And let's see, Channing, is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, boy, not off the top of my head.
Okay. If somebody would like to get the Zoom broadcast, what would they need to do?
They can email shivamandir@gmail.com, and we try to broadcast all of our major events. So we don't put the Zoom link out anywhere publicly, but if you just email us, we can get you the link for all of our events.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you. So Chinnamasta, her name means severed head. It's a yogic metaphor for going beyond attachments to the body and the thought-based mind. It means to go beyond expectation. It means true awareness. Kali initiates this process. Bhairavi, who we honored yesterday, represents our taking initiative to transform ourselves. And Chinnamasta is the result, our liberation and empowerment. The pathway from Kali through Bhairavi represents a path of self-healing. When striving towards self-actualization, the true healing takes place when we realize the divine presence both within and without. And that was the process represented by Tripura Sundari and Bhuvaneshwari. We can then reach a point where we can no longer contain that healing energy within ourselves, and we become conduits for it to those around us. As we heal and grow, we discover new talents and the need to share them with those around us. Chinnamasta is therefore a divine mother of seva, selfless service to others. She is pictured with her head severed by her own sword and 3 streams of blood gushing from her neck to nourish she and her 2 daughters, as we see in this illustration. According to the Pranotasani Tantra, Parvati, also known as Chandika, which roughly translates to she who tears apart our inner demons, becomes sexually excited while bathing, and as a result her skin turns black, like Ma Kali's. At the same time, her 2 female attendants or daughters, Dakini and Varnini. Dakini means sky dancer, Varnini means woman. Alternative names are Jaya and Vijaya, 2 variant Sanskrit words for victory. The 2 daughters become extremely hungry and beg for food. And though Parvati initially promises to give them food once they return home, later the merciful goddess beheads herself using her long fingernails and gave them her blood to satisfy her hunger. The central stream of blood that goes directly to the severed head represents the energy channel known as Shushumna Nadi, the tongue of the power of mantra. And here's another traditional Chinnamasta image with her 2 daughters. The right stream is drunk by a Varnini, who is colored red, And this represents Pingla, or the solar channel, the more dynamic energy. And the left, which Dakini, the blue daughter, drinks, represents Ida Nadi, or the lunar channel, the more receptive energy. So again, here's Chinnamasta, Dakini, who's red, Varnani on the other side. She stands upon two embraced deities, Kama, the god of love, and his consort Rati, and they represent the blending of male and female polarities. And in that, Chinnamasta on top of Rati and Kama also represents the enlightened ecstasy that can occur in tantric rituals. Maha Chinnamasta therefore represents both the arising of Kundalini energy and awareness and the need to give oneself for a greater cause. Chinnamasta is associated with Chandika, the fiercest form of Kali, related to Bhairavi. Chandi means she who tears apart our inner demons, or she who tears apart thoughts. And the demons she fights are those of our own ego. And here's Prachanda Chandika in this illustration. And our Chinnamasta image is actually very similar. She is on a cremation ground. She is seated upon Lord Shiva, who's in a state of ecstasy. The two are in copula, and the Ganges River is flowing from his topknot. And we see dogs and other cremation ground scavengers, and these remind us of the temporary nature of all things. Like Bhairavi, Lord Bhairab, the wrathful form of Shiva, is Chinnamasta's consort. The sword that she holds is the power of discrimination, and her head, liberated consciousness. Her lightning-like hair and flashing eyes represent direct perception of reality, direct perception of the absolute. Let's stay. She's also associated with Indrani, the Shakti of the storm god Indra. She is also known as Vajra, she who is effulgent with the thunderbolt. And think of the thunderbolt, the Vajra. Vajra means lightning. It also means diamond. It's that indestructible divine energy that can cut through anything. She is also the great Dakini or Yogini, Vajra Yogini, the feminine Buddha that we see in both Tibet and Nepal. And here's a traditional Vajra Yogini image. And with her, this little bone folk carving of the same goddess. And I'm actually going to talk about both Chinnamasta and Vajra Yogini at this point, because really to understand one is to understand the other. Vajra Yogini is very much based on the Kali / Chamunda archetype. Like Kali, she is naked, and she stands either on a corpse or upon Kalaratri, a goddess figure whose name means night of time, and Lord Bhairab, the wrathful Shiva. Her most wrathful form is the Blue Dakini Tromanagmo, with strong associations with Tibetan Cho practice. And actually next Friday on this channel, I'll be sharing with you a guided meditation based upon Tibetan Cho practice. Here's an image of Tromanagmo in the center of this Tanka painting. And actually I'll hand these to you and you can try and show those to the camera. And actually the camera's right there. I'm going to try something in the next slide while I'm showing something. So sometimes we see Chinnamasta either surrounded by fire or within an archway of fire, and Vajrayogini in the same fashion. And the archway represents both transformation and enlightenment. She is seen with a crown of 5 skulls and a katvanga, or skull staff. And this represents mastery over change, not running away from change. She also wears a necklace of heads or skulls. And if they're freshly cut heads, they represent new ideas. And if they're just dried skulls, typically they're 50 in number. Those are the 50 characters of the Sanskrit alphabet. And so she's associated with the power of both the word and the power of mantra. The 5 skulls on her crown also represent the transformation of 5 poisons based on ignorance into 5 wisdoms. So I'm going to return to this picture here, and there is the skull crown on Vajrayogini. And I'll bring this up to the other camera. We'll get used to 2 cameras here. And typically, sometimes Chinnamasta or Kali, if they're illustrated, the Nepali images or Tibetan images, they're shown holding this flame blade. It's called a kartika. This is the type of blade that would be used in a traditional sky burial to cut the body apart. And this represents the cutting away of our attachments, especially attachments connected with our egos. And she drinks blood from a kapala, or skull cup, and that represents transformed consciousness. And here's an illustration of a Buddhist Chinnamasta that you might see both either in Tibet or Nepal. And let's see if we can hold that up. Is that clear? Yeah, there we go. I have a painting like that myself, but it was kind of large to get off the wall and bring in here today. So Vajrayogini has a seed syllable, a bij mantra, which is Vam. And Chinnamasta's bij mantra is Hum. And Hum, specifically the variant AUM Hum Namaha, is the mantra we're going to use in our Puja and our mantra recitation today. So that brings us to our Puja and our meditation. I want to say just a little something about that seed syllable Hum. It really embodies the protected nature of the Divine Mother. So Om, Hum, Chinnamasta Namaha. Om Hum, Chinnamasta Namaha. Om Hum, Chinnamasta Namaha. So I invite you to find a comfortable seated position. Find a position where your back can be straight and your gaze is relaxed and you can focus on the devotional images on our altar. Breathe deeply, slow, deep, yogic breath. Breathing away the cares and the concerns of the day, the worries of past and future. Breathing in a sense of relaxation and peace and safety and security, and also a willingness to focus on just where you are in the present moment. And slowly bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. I invite you to bring your breath and your attention to your heart center and take a moment and connect with that divine presence within yourself. Knowing she's there, guiding you, teaching you, healing you whenever you have need. And the purpose of this work is really embodied in Maha Chinnamasta. And that once we heal ourselves, we become conduits for that same divine healing energy for those around us. And then I invite you to think about your personal intention, your personal sankalpa for these 9 days of Navaratri. And I invite you to take a moment and silently repeat that intention, silently to yourself 3 times. And let's begin our practice by chanting 3 seed syllables. They're associated with both Chinnamasta and Vajrayogini. And those syllables are Om, the second is Ah, and then the third is the Chinnamasta mantra, Hum. Inhale Om. Inhale Ah. Inhale Hum. Pavitra Pavitrova Savadistam Gatopiva Yashmare Padarikaksham Sabhyabhyanta Sushi. Om Pavitra Pavitrova Savadistam Gatopiva Yashmare Padarikaksham Sabhyabhyanta Sushi. Om Pavitra Pavitrova Savadistam Gatopiva Yashmare Padarikaksham Sabhyabhyanta Sushi. Om Shuklam Bharanam Vishnum Sashivanam Shatobhijam Prasnavanam Dayat Savadhigno Prasantaya Jaganesha. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshvara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Jai Guru. Om Trayambakam Yajamaye Sugandhin Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Bandhanam Mrityurmukshayam Amritat. Om Namah Shivaya. Devi Prapanote Hare Prasida Prasida Matara Jagata Kilasya Prasida Vishvesvara Pe Vishvam Tvameshwara Devi Chachara Charasya. Jema Devi. Om Jayanti Mangalakali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Shama Shivadatri Svasvada Namostute. Jaya Tvam Devi Chamunde Jaya Bhutita Harini Jaya Savagati Devi Kalaratri Namostute. Jai Kali. Om Baba Roshanye Chabidmae Chinnamasta Chabdimahi Tano Devi Prachodayat. Chinnamasta. 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 So I invite you to join me as we give our puja offerings with the mantra Om Hum Namaha. 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 Om Hum Chinnamasta Namaha. Jai Maha. Jai Maha. Jai Maha. So I invite you to continue joining me in our mantra repetition, Om Hum Namaha. You can join me aloud or silently, and you're also welcome to do an open-eyed meditation, or close your eyes and go within. Either way, the power of the mantra and the power of Maha Chinnamasta guide your consciousness to where it needs to be at this time. AUM Hum Namaha. 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 AUM Hum Chinnamasta Namaha. Jai Maha. Jai Maha.
Jai Maha.
Jema.
Jema.
So meditate for a short time in silence, integrating the energies of Maha Chinnamasta, Vajrayogini, and the mantra into your being. And feel those powers bringing your personal intentions into true manifestation. Om Hum Namaha. Om Hum Namaha. Om Hum Namaha. Om Hum. Om Hum. Om Hum. Jema Chinnamasta. Jema Chinnamasta. Jema Chinnamasta Devi Namaha. Kapuravaram Karunavataram Samsarasaram Bhujigendra Haram Sada Santam Hridayaravindo Vedam Bhavani Saitam Namami Devi Prapanute Hare Prasida Prasida Matara Jagata Kilasya Prasida Vishvesvara Pedishvam Tvamishwara Devi Chachara Charasya. I invite everyone to come forward. Om Sarvamangala Mangale Shiva Svada Sadike Saranye Trambake Devi Narayana Namostute. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamashoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityumaya Tamgamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Om.
Om Tat Sat Om.
Jai Ganesha.
Jai Ganesha.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Ma Devi.
Jai Ma Devi.
Jai Ma Kali.
Jai Ma Kali.
Jai Ma Chinnamasta.
Jai Ma Chinnamasta.
Jai Ma Vajrayogini.
Jai Ma Vajrayogini.
Jai Ma Chinnamasta.
Jai Ma Chinnamasta.
Jai Mata Di.
Jai Ma
Jai Mata Di.
Jai Mata.
Jai Mata Di.
Jai Mata.
Jai Mata Di. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. So I invite you to bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. Once again, acknowledging that divine presence within yourself, thanking her in all her forms, including Maha Chinnamasta. take a moment to give gratitude to yourself for taking part in our practice today. We look forward to you joining me tomorrow at noon. It's a double event. We're going to be honoring two of the Maha Vidyas, Madhumavati, the Divine Widow, and Ma Baglamukhi, the Slayer of Falsehood. Till then, have a wonderful day ahead and a wonderful evening ahead. Namaste. Blessings always. Thank you so very much for joining me. And Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. And thank you again.